Goes Chillies. This morning we're actually going to make one of the recipes that one of the viewers actually sent in to us. It's going to be a chocolate chili sauce that you can use on any meat, especially if you're celebrating Thanksgiving or like yesterday was Christmas Day, or now especially for New Year, if you've got any meats that you're going to prepare. Try the sauce and see how it goes. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a bottle of red wine. Don't ask me the name of the wine, because I don't drink. So we just obviously went into the bottle store and we got a sweet red wine. You're going to need between 70 and 85% cacao chocolate. Obviously for the bit of bitter taste to it, you're going to need a chili or two. This is freshly, I picked it this morning from my garden. It's your choice. You can either make it blazing hot, or if you just want that hint of a bit of a chili in the background, you're going to need some stock. Now you can choose whether you want to use a beef stock, a chicken stock, or a vegetable stock. It depends on your taste profiles. You're going to need a bit of pepper, some salt for seasoning. You're going to need a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of sugar, and I actually just added some 2 bay leaves because I love bay leaves. So guys, let's start cooking. So what we're going to do is we're obviously going to start your stove, put in some red wine. Now the recipe calls for the full 750 milliliters of red wine. And what you're going to do is you're going to reduce it to about half. What that means is you're going to keep it simmer till about half of it evaporates, and it will give you a bit of a thicker sauce. So with the wine you add your sugar, and we are going to add our little beef stock. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep this on a simmer till everything reduces to half of what it is. We'll be cutting the video here. Hi guys, welcome back. So what we've done is we've reduced the wine, the sugar, and the stock. We've reduced it to about half the volume that it was. Now some of you might ask, why do we add stock to a chocolate sauce? It's just to build that taste profile. Let's say for instance you're making a recipe with just a plain banana. It's going to taste like a banana, but if you add, let's say for instance, an apple with your dish, you're going to have that different taste profile. Now this is exactly the same with the stock. Even though it's a chili chocolate sauce, the stock just helps to create more depth to the taste profile. So what we're going to do is we're just going to lower the heat a bit. Then we're going to add the 2 bay leaves. We're going to add some pepper. Now quite interesting, pepper also helps to bring out the taste in any recipe. And you're not going to believe me, but the smell in this place is, you can smell the pepper. Now the smell that I can, it almost smells here in South Africa. I know in America when you talk about a mince, a pie, usually it's fruit. Here in South Africa we've got meat pies, and the South Africans will know when I talk about a pepper pie, that's the same, a pepper steak pie, that's exactly the same smell that I'm getting. Obviously a little bit of salt for seasoning. You can obviously add as much, it depends on your taste. So what we're going to do now is we're going to actually add the chilies. Like I said earlier, it depends on your taste profile. I'm just going to roughly cut it because I'm going to strain the sauce afterwards. So you basically just want the heat into the sauce, pips and all. Now, as you can see, I'm not a professional chef at all. I wish I was. But be careful your fingers. Do not chop off your fingers. And then lastly, we're going to add the chocolate. Once again, when you work with chilies, especially hot chilies, these ones aren't too hot, you can just add the chocolate. It will melt down. Please don't bring it to a roaring boil. You basically just want now the chilies to release the oils, and you want your chocolate to melt into the sauce. Always make sure when you are using or cutting or handling very hot peppers, please make sure that you do wear gloves. If you don't, it will actually come back to bite you later on. So we're just going to allow the chilies to release the oils, the capsaicin oils. And we're just allowing the chocolates to melt. And the smell that's coming through, you can smell that pepper steak that's followed by a cacao smell. Now it's your choice, obviously afterwards, like with the first episode we used some xanthan gum to thicken up the sauce. That's totally up to you. Because we're going to strain it, I think I'm going to use some xanthan gum just to thicken it up a little bit, that it's got the consistency of a gravy. Now this sauce you'll be able to put over some gammon, even beef. I think turkey, it will go very good with turkey. But at the end of the video, obviously we will do a test and we'll give you feedback, obviously, to the viewer that sent in the recipe. We'll give an honest review online. They will receive a bottle. What we want to do is, if you guys help us get to 10,000 subscribers, what I want to do is, every time we make a recipe, I'm going to put a sauce aside. And then after we've reached 10,000 subscribers, we'll obviously put all the names into a hat, we'll do a draw, and you will receive a sauce of every episode that we kept aside up to the 10,000 subscribers. So you might get 20 sauces, you might get 30 sauces, you might get 40 sauces. You see the sauce is actually reducing a bit more, so it's getting a bit thicker. I think we're going to keep it on a simmer just for another 2 or 3 minutes. just keep on stirring just so that you make sure nothing burns. Right guys, welcome back. So what we've done is we've allowed this to simmer for 2 or 3 minutes. It actually thickened up a bit, so I'm going to scratch the idea with the xanthan gum. Actually thickened up quite nicely, but it's up to you. If you want a thick sauce, add xanthan gum or reduce it a bit more, whichever, it's really up to you. So what we're going to do next is we're just basically going to strain it. I just want to get rid of all the roughly cut chilies and obviously the bay leaf that I've added. Also the heat level, if you want a sauce with a bit of a punch, you can obviously add chilies with more heat to it, maybe like a habanero, or even if you really want, you can add a jalapeno. In my garden I've got quite a few varieties that I can choose from. What we'll do is, I'm just waiting for all of my chilies to come into season. Then we'll actually take a stroll through the garden and I'll explain to you what I've got, and yeah, just for interest's sake to see what chilies we've got. As always, make sure your utensils are clean. The bottles we've already sterilized. Like I said, you've got options. You could either use Steri-Tab, Milton, put it in a dishwasher, put it on a cleaning cycle first, your dishwasher, after that put your bottles in, put it on as hot as possible. Yeah, just make sure your utensils are clean. So here's the consistency of the sauce. It's not bad. This is okay for me. I'm going to be happy with this. So what we're also going to do is, we're just quickly going to cut. I'm just going to get some meat ready. We'll do a taste and then we'll bottle. Okay, welcome back. I've got my wife here. She's going to help to taste the sauce. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put some sauce here on the side. And we'll taste the sauce and see how it goes.
Very nice. I have a bite.
You get a bit of the savoury taste. You definitely get the cacao. It's got a bit of a, not really a bite for me, but
Slight.
try it. It's something unique, and I think it will go well with any meat. So what we're going to do now is, we're going to bottle it up. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So here's the sauce for the viewer that sent in the recipe. There's the one for the lucky draw when we've got our 10,000 viewers. And let's see, there might be one sauce up for sale. I must say the sauce thickened up very well. I think we're going to be lucky enough and fill another bottle. I actually forgot. One bottle is already sold before I even made the recipe. I'll tell you one thing, you can definitely smell the cacao in it, and it smells beautiful. And we made it. 4 bottles of sauce. Right guys, that's all for today. We'll see you next time till we cook again.